Previously on Bite Size and Baby Steps.
I mean, you name the diet, I've probably done it, and I think a lot of people our generation probably would have done it. So I go, well, if I was a stone lighter, I probably would feel more confident.
Hey, and welcome to Bite Size and Baby Steps. I am Maxi J.
And I am Fluffy G, otherwise known as Llewellyn.
Llewellyn, and as Llewellyn always likes to say, we are a couple of full-time fatties on a quest to get ourselves in a better position, a better sized gene, and everything else that we find in between.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's it's been a minute. Yeah, between holidays and work and holidays.
How did you keep to your diet and everything?
I embarked on an experiment of epic proportions because I was exposed to pretty much every vice under the sun. I'm in Dubai. Let's see what goodness they've got, and they had goodness. So I just went in on all the meat, just went in hard. And what I found was that if you do the meat thing and do a high protein, you may not necessarily, what I found is you might not lose weight in terms of numbers, but what you do is you trim the fat. Your fat just eviscerates, it just goes away.
Yeah, because you're in ketosis, aren't you?
So there wasn't much in the way of actual working out or anything. But what I found is that just by eating the meat, it really helped in terms of just making you go like that. If you're concerned with numbers on the scale, then it's calorific deficit. But if you want to lose the visceral fat, as they call it, it's all about that high protein based diet. So I was eating tuna niçoise, the chicken breast, roast beef, steak, like you wouldn't believe. It was just coming on, and I was just like, and I kept the chips and the rice to one side, maybe a little bit of rice here and there, a little bit of couscous, but on the whole, it was just pure meat. And I think when it came to the veg, what I did was I had salad.
The thing is, I remember about this sort of Atkins-based diet, protein. One, doesn't it make you constipated? Two, there's a thing that it might make your breath smell. And three, it takes our body longer to digest and break down the meat. So yeah, doesn't that cause smelly problems?
So what happens is it fell under the guise of Atkins, but I think Atkins has now kind of been disbanded in favor for things like keto, carnivore, which all follow a very, very similar process. Minimal carbohydrate, high in the proteins, eat as much meat as you like. The downside to it is obviously if you're somebody who doesn't eat meat
Yeah, what happens if you're a vegan?
You can still eat high protein stuff. The reason why meat-based is so pro is because of the fact that it keeps you satiated because it takes longer to break down. You feel fuller for longer. And I definitely felt that. There were times when I was actually, instead of having 3 meals a day, I was only able to do 2. So things like dried cured meats like prosciutto and all of that kind of stuff in the morning would leave me satiated to the point where I wouldn't need lunch.
And for those that don't know what satiated means, it means full up.
And it really does. It takes ages for your body to break it down. And in that way, your body's doing work without you realizing that it's doing work.
So how much did you lose?
So I lost, in terms of actual numbers, I lost 0.5 stone. But in terms of fat, I think I lost a lot more. Because you remember when we did that episode a little while back, and we were saying, like, what is it that's more important? Is it the numbers on the scale or the clothes that you wear? And I believe Helen said it's about the clothes that you wear and how you feel.
Yeah, because you look like you've lost a lot. That t-shirt looks like it's practically hanging off you.
Well, it is an XL. I am not going to lie, it is an XL. So it's
Yeah, but is XL your normal size?
Well, it depends. XL if I want to be comfortable, large if I want to show off.
So what are we doing today?
I've just woken up from the obligatory kip on the sofa.
So you're comfortable. Do you feel different in your clothes then?
Things are loose, nice and loosey-goosey. And I saw in the mirror, because they love to give you these big full-size mirrors in Dubai. I was very svelte in terms of my rib cage. I could actually see it and stuff. I was like, oh, hello.
So does that mean muffin tops have gone then?
Muffin tops have gone. Muffin tops have gone. Still got a little paunch, but it don't hang over as bad.
So how have you been keeping it up since you've been back now from holiday?
Keeping it up. I don't have access to like as much meat as I would have had on holiday, which is a damn shame. That's one of the issues that I found is the fact that if you're on your own, do what you like, right? But when you're in a family setting, you've got four people who are doing their thing, and then there's you. It's a tough
So
situation
do you
to
think you
kind
have
of
to start Mrs. J as to cook separate, or you have to cook
yeah,
to have the amount of meat that you
and I
need?
feel yeah, and I feel rotten. Do you know what I mean? Having to kind of be. I hate the idea of separation, but there are workarounds. I have found workarounds. If you can't get your stuff in the home, then it's about what do you do for your lunch.
How sustainable do you think that's going to be, going forward? I mean,
Right.
you can't live off that for life.
Couldn't do it forever and ever, amen. And I don't recommend that everybody does it forever and ever, amen. And
Do you
someone's
think
turned.
it's a good kickstart then?
It's a
So,
great, yeah. It's a really, really good, it's really good to get the engine going.
I
You
think I
know,
might have to do that as a kickstart because I'm so impatient and I know it's bite size and baby steps,
hmm
but I just want to feel some change. I haven't weighed myself for weeks because I'm just like scared. Last week was really busy
hmm
because I was ADing on this film and I did notice that one of my chins had disappeared.
There you
But
go.
at the moment, I'm not quite sure what it's doing right now. I think it's just melting into my whole neck, but I'm not sure what that's all about. But yeah, I think I might have to do some low carbs.
The drop.
I need to set a timer because I
Yep.
know what you like. You can chat and chat, but when you do the drop,
I'm a man raised by women, Luella. What can I tell you? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, that's no excuse. Minute and a half. So you're gonna have to tell me
So I'm gonna have
what
to.
it was, where it was, the main thing about it, and
Mhm.
your biggest takeaway where people can get this information. The drop starts now.
Again, as you guys know, I listen to Rogan a hell of a lot. Now, Rogan was saying one of the things that can really really help and support you is if you're somebody who is getting into the gym for the first time or getting into any kind of diet, is to think to yourself, well, I do cheat days 7 days a week. So start to break that down. So if you're doing cheat days 7 days a week where you are eating what you want, when you want, break down one day. So for that first week, you have 6 cheat days. And then the following week, you have 5 cheat days. And you break it down, break it down, break it down until you get to one. And then that's the one that you really, really enjoy. And that in that way, you can eat what you want in that one day because you've broken everything down and you become more and more and more disciplined. And that right there is one of the biggest takeaways that I've got is how to build discipline when you don't have discipline yourself.
And Rogan is what? And where can you find him?
Rogan is the Joe Rogan Experience. He was doing an interview with Adam Sandler, and he also repeated this same advice and information with Kevin James as well. So if you check out those episodes, Adam Sandler, and you can find him on Spotify, iTunes, all the places where you'll find us as well. Minute 29 seconds. Come on.
Well done, not bad. So that's the Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about how to reduce your cheat days until
Yeah.
you get to the cheat day that you really want, and that only becomes one day a week.
And it was so simple. I was like, oh my God, of course. If you're somebody who's never had discipline before, and let's be honest,
That's
when
me.
when you're packing it on, because it's you fall into routine.
So for my gummies, I eat my sweeties every day.
Mhm.
So that means I will do 6 days of gummies, 5 days of gummies, and break it down, and then have one day where I eat sweets.
Is that your main vice?
Sweetie, me love a sweetie. My sweet tooth is so bad. Yeah, sweetie.
Start today. Start now. Start now.
So I'm not going to have any sweets. I will not be doing no delivery. Because sometimes, people are doing delivery for meals and essentials. I'm doing delivery for sweetie. Can you believe that? It's been sweetie. I'm trying to make it look good, So I'm I'm chucking in a pint of milk.
Can I have a go at you now for bringing in Deliveroo and all these people that don't sponsor the
Name
show?
brand. Okay. Right. When I'm using delivery services, I'm only using them for sweetie, and I try to make it look good by adding some milk,
Washing up powder.
a little bit of washing up powder, a little bit, but then the bulk of it might be 2 packets of pinballs, 3 packets of jelly
pinballs.
snakes. Yeah, so I'm going to cut that out because it costs a fortune. It's not cost effective. So, on that note, we shall go to Confession of the Week.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right. You want to go first or should I go first?
No, you go first. You go first. You seem to be on a roll.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it has been the sweetie. It's been pretty disgusting. I've gone from there's these nice little jelly snakes made by a company. Yeah. And they seem like natural. They don't seem like so much additives.
Right.
But you don't get enough in a pack. So by the
Right.
time I do one hand grab full of snakes and I chomp them and I'm going for there's like only 2 left. So I did progress from having 2 packets at a time. Oh dear, that's my confession. Forgive me. Right. Listen, confession. When we're in the box, the priest don't say nothing until I'm finished. So no judging. Okay.
No judging, not at all.
I thought you were making some noises and rolling back in your chair.
No.
Anyway, that's my confession. Let's just get it over and done with. But my absolution is I'm actually really on the sweetener for my teas and my
wicked.
I did have a few slips, but that's like if I go to somebody's house. But at home, definitely sweetener all the way.
How are you finding it?
It's okay. And when I have had sugar in my tea, it does kind of taste like poison because it's just like, this is so sweet. This is unnatural.
Unnaturally sweet. Yeah.
Something not
like
right.
treacle.
I'm not tasting the drink that I'm drinking. I'm just tasting like sugar. So my taste buds are changing. So I can say that I'm, apart from the sweetie, when it comes to the hot drinks, I am fully on my sweeteners and delving into the realms of no sugar without going into some crazy spasm. And my other absolution, which I'm really proud of, is I'm just like hooked on Greek yogurt and blueberries. You know, it's a very good superfood. It's very good for
antioxidant
palate and everything. So I'm having yogurt in the morning with blueberries. Sometimes I have a little bit of agave nectar. Oh, yes, I've got another. I'm on a roll. Yes, you're right. I'm on a roll. So the other great thing, which Colin Jackson, who we did have on
yes, we did,
weeks ago, will be very, very proud of. I am now also, I'm trying to do the little head wiggle.
Are you doing the head thing?
I'm doing that. I'm also on oat milk.
Can I burst your bubble on that?
Don't. It is unsweetened.
Okay.
Oat milk, and I'm having it in my coffee to get away from the real milk, which is making me make too much mucus, and I'm just like snorting like Peppa Pig all the time. So now I'm a proper actor because I can say, "Oh, can I have my coffee?
Can I have mine with oat milk?"
So I'm officially an actor, and that is my confessions of the week.
That deserves a round of applause for sure, definitely. I'm very proud of the fact that you're shifting. The sweetener is huge. Sweetener is huge. Do you know what I mean? You know, because sugar's like crack.
I've got a couple of documentaries and things that I need to read up about sugar that hopefully will shock me into just eliminating it completely. So we're not going to go into that right now. And don't change the subject. What's your confession of the week?
My confession of the week is pizza is still a hardcore vice.
Really?
I can't stop.
What pizza do you eat?
I go spicy. So it's pepperoni, it's green chili, And I swear they put like this crazy kind of white pepper on the base as well. And yeah, yeah.
So you're a pizza freak. What are we talking about? Every night,
So out of 7 days a week, 3.
3 days of pizza.
Yeah, it's rough. It's the cuddle from an old friend. You know what I mean? It's that. It's like, hey, how you doing? You know?
Yeah. And then when it's on your waist and your hips and it's saying, hey, how you doing? It's not so much a friend, is it?
No. It becomes a bully. It becomes that bully that's like, you know.
Like they say, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hip.
I'm starting to kind of not believe the lifetime thing. I think, you know, a couple of weeks on the hips, definitely.
I don't know about you, but it's been a lifetime for me. Anyway, what did you do for absolution?
So for absolution, really what I've been really focusing on is tea. So one absolution I could actually say, you remember in the early days of this podcast, I was Johnny IV when it came to coffee.
Yeah.
I haven't had coffee now for it's been about 11 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually eliminated coffee as the addiction.
What have you replaced it with?
Tea.
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 And is that working for you?
My sleeping's better.
Oh, is it?
I'm not going nuts, like going backwards and forwards to the bathroom.
Tea is also a diuretic, isn't it?
But I don't find it as bad as coffee, and it keeps you hydrated for longer as well. Does tea?
Okay. And has it improved your mood or?
Well, in the beginning, no, it was rough because of that withdrawal, you know, and it leaving your system. But now, yeah, I found that I'm a lot more, you know, a lot more focused, a lot more switched on. Do you know
So what happens? What happens when you smell coffee?
When I smell coffee, I will grab a cup. But I won't be like to the point. If someone offers me a coffee, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, but with any addiction, they just say like just one, and you're on a slippery slope.
If you've got an addictive personality, which I don't, like when I quit beer, when I quit drinking, that was tough. That had been a part of my life since I was 16 years old. Do you know what I mean? And then to quit drinking, yeah, that was a hard one.
But did you replace the drinking with the coffee, do you think?
Yes, I did. Yeah, that's 100%. That's exactly what happened. Where there was room for substitution, along the substitution came, and in this case, it was coffee. So my heart rate would be like 126, 127. You know, like on a constant baseline.
I was trying to say to my son, because he's now got into coffee.
Oh, God bless him.
And he refuses to use a spoon. So he literally takes the jar and tips it into the cup. And I said to him today, you can't be doing that. Use a spoon. Nobody, your heart's going, your heart's going to be pounding and, literally just shakes it and shovels it. And it's like, it must be like 4 tablespoons the way he shakes.
I've done, when I was drinking instant coffee, and that was me. That was me.
That can't be right.
It's very not right. It's not good at all.
Well, they're young and foolish, so we'll wait and see how he fares with this super espresso way of drinking coffee. Well, the only thing I said that might save him is that he's going to turn his teeth brown. So, vanity alone might help him. Nobody don't want to talk to no guy with no brown teeth.
That is very, very good. That's a very, very, yeah. Zach, you hear that? No brown teeth.
So what are you most proud of this week that you've done?
So in terms of pride in the name of love, as the song goes,
what song? Why do you do that with these little adjectives? I don't know what you're talking about.
You too, Bono. Pride in the name of love.
No.
In the name of love, once more in the name of love. Okay, all right. Anyway, so what am I proud about?
In terms of your well-being, your fitness.
I feel a lot lighter upstairs in the brain department, which is kind of strange given the job that I do. I feel very attached to the world at the moment.
No, you're being present and you're in the moment.
Yeah. Not just, I'm present in the world, not just hiding in plain sight, if you know what I mean. With my work currently at the moment, I've got a very supportive team. And I feel that that has really, really helped in terms of it's been very beneficial. And it's allowed me time to really reflect as opposed to just think to myself, oh, I've got this deadline I need to work towards, I've got that deadline I need to work towards, and then everything else gets missed. Everything else just falls on the periphery.
Like the support of other people.
I think that's something that we don't actually give ourselves enough credit for or pay much attention to, is the support from the others in our world.
I love that saying that you just said, hiding in plain sight. I feel like I do that all the time. You know, you have so much stress or you worry if you've got anxiety and depression like I have, you know, that it's very, very difficult for me to accept help from other people because I'm always busy helping other people. So when they want to help me, I just don't, I'm not used to it. I don't have that capacity to receive it. And when I do receive it, I do feel really humbled, but also, you know, a little bit not ashamed, but like I've let myself down that I couldn't do it for myself. I just feel a bit embarrassed. I suppose that's pride.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to just getting up and doing stuff for myself. So, I mean, I've been doing a lot of hiding in plain sight. In the next episode of Bite Size and Baby Steps, I have a heart-to-heart with Maxi about mental health and my life in comedy. I was literally just going down the plug hole, just sitting there, not even procrastinating, just sitting there.
It's the doing, you know, regardless of how long it takes you, whether it takes you 57 minutes, an hour and 57 minutes, whatever it takes you, it takes you.
If anybody wants to contact us with any questions, comments, what do they need to do, Maxi?
Well, in order to get in contact with us, it's super easy. It's bitesizeandbabysteps@gmail.com. That's bitesizeandbabysteps@gmail.com.
We would love to hear from you.
We certainly would. And anything that you felt that has helped you along the way, or anything that you might be struggling with, you know, because we're all real people and, you know, it's not all of the success that Instagram would lead you to believe.